and Nick here, hope you guys are doing well. And if I went to a car maker as few as 8 years ago and I said that electric cars are going to go mainstream, we'd be able to pull 350 miles on a single charge, and we'd be able to do it all for the same industrial costs as a gas-based counterpart, they'd look at me like I'm crazy and they'd point me to their egregious profits. In fact, in 2010, GM made a profit of $4.7 billion, which was their first annual net gain in over 6 years at the time. Moreover, if I did the same thing to oil companies, they wouldn't even give me the time of day. In fact, they'd probably throw me into the same vat of filth that they let loose into the ocean back in 2010, and again, underscore their decade of dominance. In fact, the craziest thing is that from 2001 to 2011, the top 5 oil companies in the world netted $1 trillion of profit. Assailed by years of ignorance and just purely stagnating incremental changes, these industries have gone from invincible titans to struggling innovators, really, that are trying to play catch up. China has now joined forces with France and Britain in its quest to end the sale of gas and diesel cars, and it's created this trickle-down wave of progressivism that started to affect car manufacturers themselves. Volvo, Jaguar, and Land Rover have all pledged to end the sale of their gas cars by a certain year in an effort to join, or at least compete with Tesla and their mission to further sustainable transport and end a 100-year-long dependence on oil. Regardless of what you think, one thing is for certain. The number of EVs on the road is rising, and there isn't a damn thing that oil companies or traditional car manufacturers can do to stop it, and it's starting to scare a lot of them. Let's check it out. This summer saw an incredible number of EV announcements, and studies indicate that the mass sale of these vehicles could reduce oil demand by 8 million barrels by 2040. And just for a bit of reference, that's more oil than Iraq or Iran currently produce. Moreover, OPEC has quintupled its forecast of EV dominance in the last year alone, and more studies say that by 2040, the number of sales of electric vehicles will finally surpass those of the gas or diesel variant. Now here's the funny part. Skeptics are very quick to reality check us. They say that electric vehicles and hybrids account for 2 million units in what's a global inventory of over 1 billion cars. And as you can probably tell, we've tried to fight the same battle back at them with similar statistics, but it's clear that big oil companies are remaining very steadfast in their opinion that gas and diesel are going to be hot commodities for much longer. In fact, the oil company BP said that electric vehicles are not a game changer, and Shell went as far as to say that their research in fuel efficiency is going to save consumers 3 times as much than if they were to just go out and buy an electric vehicle on their own. Now here is where I'll make a couple of concessions. I think that in order to ensure the long-term success of electric vehicles, there are a couple of things that need to happen. One is the progressive policy of governments themselves, and 2 is a transition of car manufacturers and their very old world mindset. But take all of this and couple it with the fact that air pollution and environmental change are huge issues for any modern nation, and the case for EV integration and its additional need for government support becomes very strong. Clearly, we are headed for some profound change, and even oil companies will tell you it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when. And this is a $1 trillion question, and unfortunately, someone has to be wrong. Now, personally, I see both sides, and it's this duality of my experience that allows me to share my thoughts. If you navigate the streets of any Bay Area city, you'll probably see in 1 hour more Teslas, Nissan Leafs, and Chevy Bolts than you will anywhere else in 6 months. In fact, change your hemisphere or even just go a couple thousand miles east and you can find that the exact opposite is true. There is no denying our reality. We very much still live in a world that is dominated by and heavily dependent upon oil, and surpassing that is going to be a very monumental challenge. But take my word for it, winter is coming, and I very much think it's going to come sooner than we all expect. So stay hopeful for the future of electric vehicles and stay equally optimistic for the changed mindset of those who seek to diminish it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for making it this far. Click my links down below to read my Huffington Post articles and follow me on social media when you can. Thanks, guys.